In my course, Power Podcasting Profits, Coaching for Dollars, we show podcasters how to use coaching in order to make some profit or make another profit center or business center for them. A lot of times people get podcasts and they say, well, I've got this podcast, I've got a following, but I have no money. What do I do? So this course deals with that particular issue. And one of our students, Tim Cooper from Queensland, Australia, had a question. He said, we asked students to post their podcasts up there and any questions they had and let us know how they're doing and all that sort of good stuff. So he writes, the eCourse Domination Podcast is his podcast, and he shows us where it is. It's on Stitcher, and he's seriously looking into coaching. And my perfect client is someone who's looking for guidance in all aspects of online course creation, from topic selection to production, publishing, and marketing. Cool. So I asked him if he was willing to let me do a review of his podcast, because I thought it was a great topic, and also it's a good idea to just look at podcasts and see how you can improve them, and also ideas that different people have that you can maybe implement in your podcast. So Tim was gracious enough to allow me to rip apart his podcast. I'm not going to do that. I highly recommend that you subscribe to his podcast, you listen to it, and look for how different things that he does in his podcast recordings that you can use in yours. Okay, so how he starts his podcast, how he ends it, how he segues, how he goes from topic to topic, and all those sort of stuff. So we're not actually going to listen or critique the content that he creates. We're just going to be looking at some things that I think are really important from a high level on your podcast. So there's two parts to it, right? One is when people do a search somewhere, they find you, and how to make sure that you are found is really, really important. And then sort of that first impression to get them to actually listen. Now we're going to assume that you're incredibly entertaining, that you're very witty, that you have lots of excitement and energy in your podcast, and also the information is relevant to your market and or your audience, and they're very, very excited about it. So this is not a critique of the talking parts, but really recommend that you listen to Tim. He's a great speaker, and again, get some tips from that part. What we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be clicking on this link and going to his actual podcast page. This is what it looks like online at itunes.apple.com. And over here, if I can, this is what it looks like on iTunes. Okay, so the two of them are pretty much exactly the same. But I'm able to kind of highlight on this, which is why I wanted to have it up. As you can see, he's got his 25 up. He made a comment before that he only had 10. He was using Blueberry podcast plugin on WordPress, and it defaulted to only showing 10. So he's changed that now to unlimited or whatever the max is. So where we want to start is the title. This is the single most important part of your podcast content. For a couple of reasons. Well, also this image is very, very important as well. So basically it's the eCourse Domination Podcast. Okay, so first thing I would do is, unless you're trying to rank for podcast, I'd remove it. You're on the podcast directory. Every word in here is critically important to being found for whatever the keywords are that are being searched for. So I would just remove that. And then online course creators, trainers, and entrepreneurs, Tim Cooper. And then this is the other part that's really important, is besides your name, if you can, and well done for doing this, Tim, is put a few more of your I don't want to say keyword stuffing, but your keywords in here: online course creation, concept, market, and beyond. So this is good on the marketing end, not so good on the search end, right? So you want to make sure that you're always balancing what someone's going to read and be excited about, and what the search engine, in this case the Apple search engine, which is not a very good one, is involved in. The description, this is really where you sell it. As far as I've been able to tell, and this can change at any time, is very little of this content is actually indexed by iTunes. Now, it's going to be indexed oops, so this is iTunes, okay? It's not really indexed, but this is a web page and Google indexes it. So from Google perspective, this is also very, very important. You want to make sure that the category is the category that you want, training. Okay, so where I would like to start is, this isn't going to be a critique of the naming of the course or the podcast, but e-course domination, while it's a great name, is not likely to be searched on. And these are the most important words. That word there is considered more important than this word here because it's the far left side. So you've got e-course domination here, great. What I would do is I would be looking at, how to create and market your online course. That would probably be the title that I would put in here, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I just want to go over to Google's keyword planner, put in online course, get ideas. Let's just sort of see what they say. Well, first of all, online course, that's a lot of searches, okay? Now this is on Google. It's not, obviously it's going to be the same in Apple, but it's something that you really want to, it's not going to be the same, but the sample size is large enough that we can assume that there's going to be a lot of people searching for it on iTunes, okay? So then we've got add group ideas, so we've got online colleges, online classes, okay, 24,000 searches a month, okay? How does that work? There we go, okay, so you can see, not bad. You can also see that there's been quite a bit of growth. May, so June, July kind of got a bit quieter, and that's really interesting. So if you click on this, here we have online classes, 18,000, net class 24, classes online 1,000. So basically that is a important word, an important word. So online course, so one, the good news is you can change these and just see what happens, right? Like I would put create, online course secrets revealed, right? Online courses, lots of people are looking for it. Of course, it's very, very vague, right? Online classes. Oh, sorry, that's where we were looking. Schools, courses, distance courses, online programs, online education, online study. And it starts to get a lot lower, right? Online school. Online schools. This is really broad, but 27,000 people looking. Now that's, maybe it's 5,000 people looking on Apple, but they're not going to find you because there's no online school in here, right? How to create and market your online course. How to create and market your online school, right? Online courses for your online school. So online course, great, got that. We don't have the school. Creators. All right, so let's look what else. Obviously, I'm not going to go in depth, but online certificate. Online certificate courses, 1,200. Online certificate programs. Well, Udemy gives a certificate. Right? Oh, so that's another thing too. Just the big boy, Udemy. Lots of searches. Free Udemy courses. Udemy course. Udemy coupon. Oh my goodness. Okay, well I know one keyword I'm going to be focusing on from now on. That probably wasn't. Udemy coupon. Udemy coupons. Udemy free coupons, not as much as a Udemy coupon. So obviously Udemy's done a very good job of letting people know about their coupon. This is a huge, huge marketing tip, right? So, oops, get out of the way. 14,800 people. What is one of the ways that you market? Using coupons. So here is my recommendation, right? Is I would axe this. I would come up with something with online courses, online schools, Udemy coupons in terms of marketing, like marketing with Udemy coupons, for example, keeping it broad. These are all broad terms, but what you're really doing, actually, you know what? Wouldn't do anything that I've suggested. What I would suggest is going into Google AdWords to the keyword planner, putting these key main words in and looking at it. And then it's like, okay, do I want to put Udemy coupons 2014 in with 10 people searching, or do I want to have Udemy coupon in there somewhere with 14,000 people searching? Okay. That now, is someone that's going after a coupon going to be your market? Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know, right? Those are decisions that you have to make, not you, Tim, have to make, and you, all you other students who are doing something different, right? I mean, if you had a soccer podcast, then live scores, 1 million searches a month. World soccer, 36,000 a month. Online soccer, 35,000 a month. Soccer game, 300,000 a month. So obviously very broad, but the competition, that's the other thing I haven't talked about, that low competition, right? Live soccer scores, okay. You know, what is that telling us? Live scores, live soccer scores, live soccer live scores, you know, that's a lot of not very competitive words, okay, for you if you're got a soccer podcast. So I think, you know, part of this is for Tim, and part of this is for all of us. And if you don't have his podcast, which you shouldn't, you know, just this is how I want you to be thinking, right? So there's basically a lot of words. Okay, let's go back to Udemy, that you can be thinking about. Free Udemy, 5,000, right? Coupons, 22,000. So, you know, we need to be thinking of these things. Udemy review, you know, almost 6,000, right? You need to be thinking of these things as you're putting together this part of your podcast and this part of your podcast and really this part of your podcast. You want them to be consistent. You want it to be interesting, right? Okay, like this is great for online course creators, trainers, and entrepreneurs. Very clear who it's for. But I would do a keyword search on entrepreneurs, trainers, creators, because maybe instructors or online course trainers. Forget about creators. You know, like that kind of sounds biblical, right? But you know, who's searching for it, and go into the keyword tool and find out, and then you put it. Maybe instructors is better. Are they entrepreneurs? For online course, instructors, professors, teachers, trainers, coaches, speakers, authors. Don't know, right? But the point being is that if we put that in. So here's the opposite end of the coin, right? Or the opposite side of the coin. I'm mixing my metaphors. Nothing comes up, right? Online blogging, course blogging, marketing course, right? But look at the numbers. There's no 22,000 in here. E-courses. Oh, so there you go. 10,000. E-course. Now, I don't know. Maybe you need a space here. Hard to say, right? Okay, so here we go. This is what you look like on iTunes. So that's basically where I tend to spend a lot of time is this top part right here, okay, because that's kind of important. I'm not actually know where that came from. Okay, so we're in training. So let's just do now, so here's the other question, okay? Where are we? So let's just use online course, because that's this part right here. And we're searching in iTunes. Not even there. Unless I missed it. Oh, there you are. Oh, good. I did miss it. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you're in the top 20. Good on you. It's just a matter of getting more listeners. You'll move up. Two, 4, 6, 7, 14. So top 20 for e-course. So that's good, right? Now the other side of this is, okay, here's the other one. I mean, basically Udemy and lynda.com are the two top dogs. So where are you? There's my podcast. I'm not even trying to be caught. I'm not even. It's an accident. Oops. And there's John Colley, good friend of ours. And there you are. Okay, good. So you're in the game. You just need to be a lot higher. And actually, that's really good because you haven't. Have you done anything? Oh, there's Udemy here. You know, what would happen if you had Udemy up here? Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be oops, I'm not sure what that search is on. I'm going to be adding Udemy. Like, here's my podcast, right? I don't even know where I have. Oh, there's Udemy right there. Actually, I haven't used this podcast for quite a few months. I have to change that. Udemy here. Did I put in here anything? I don't think I did. So I'm accidentally ranking for Udemy in my Power Podcasters podcast. Okay. Okay, so to sum up, it's really important that you have your keywords in the title of your individual episode, that you have it in your descriptions, and that you really have it in your titles. And you want to also check, make sure that the keywords that you're using are, you know, the popular ones that you want. And there are marketing terms like and beyond that you may want to, but do it as a conscious decision. Do I want to sacrifice using the word certificate courses or something like that instead of beyond? So that's where you need to kind of make the balance. And so e-course is a good term, great. I would get rid of podcast for sure. I think I probably would get rid of domination as well. The marketing that you do with podcasting is a little different than like sales letters and stuff like that. But I would really look at what am I going to get out of this, right? How to create and market your online course. Well, you know, that your online e-course or whatever. So that's why I'm going to keep coming back here, right? What are the main keywords that you've got? and how can you use them? Coupons or codes. This just sort of opens up a whole new world for us Udemy people. But then lynda.com is another big one, right? So I don't really have. Oh, there we go. Oh, Lynda. So, yeah, that's not going to work. That's only high because it's the name Lynda, right? So not as much going on with Lynda, but there's 6,000 people Lynda tutorials, right? So basically I'd focus on Udemy. I wouldn't be focusing on Lynda in terms of driving some traffic and some interest, even though maybe people that want to be teaching on Lynda would get some value out of it, right? So basically what I'm saying is check your keywords, check to see how popular your words are in your, because a lot of times people say, oh, nobody comes to see listen to my podcast, but when I search on my main word, I'm like #1. Okay, so e-course, just to prove my point, I hope. There I am. See, I'm #1 for e-course domination. Congratulations. But nobody searches on it, right? They're all my podcasts, right? Plus just one, because he used domination in his title. Right? So it's not, there's no point in being #1 for a term nobody searches on. And that's obvious. It's blinding flash of the obvious, as we like to say, but nobody does it. Everybody goes, oh, I really like this. And so you have your e-course domination here. That's your branding. Do not use this for your branding. And of course, all the branding people are going to be arguing with me forever about saying that. But you want to put together a title that makes sense from a individual human person looking and has as many high searched keywords in it as you can. So the one thing I would say is you have to have Udemy in here. You have to have Udemy something in here, right? Because oops, just going back one more time, right? Look at all these searches, right? Look at these searches. That's a lot of searches, right? So you don't miss it, Udemy. So there you go. Thanks.